horrifying exploration in an abandoned hospital. Chap 2. Thang! Trying to escape, heard footsteps he thought were Than's. Fearing discovery, he quickly entered a large nearby room, unaware he was stepping into the most horrifying part of the building. Inside, the high steps caused him to stumble and fall. As he stood up, he smelled a putrid odor that clouded his senses. When the flashlight flickered in the dark, illuminating dusty filing cabinets and beds holding corpses, he realized he was in the hospital's morgue. The atmosphere grew oppressive and haunting. Thang felt suffocated, crushed by the presence of death. The shadowy figures of deceased patients lay still on the beds, their faces distorted by pain and longing for release. He seemed to hear their final breaths, the ghost's moans, and the unsettling sound of footsteps, making the air even more stifling. He shuddered in fear when he heard muffled sobs from the tightly sealed freezer doors, as if sounds from the afterlife were calling out to him. On a summer vacation, a group of children decided to play hide and seek in an abandoned hospital. Little did they know that this game would turn into a terrifying nightmare as they confronted dark secrets and unforeseen dangers. The children began to feel an overwhelming sense of fear, and this haunting feeling became uncontrollable. They screamed in terror as the flashlight beam started to waver, casting ghostly shadows on the walls, making everything more perilous than ever. In the dreadful darkness of the operating room, the ceiling light cast eerie shadows. Tran and Lin felt utterly desperate as ghosts closed in on them. Just then, Than, the Seeker, opened the door and stepped in, his flashlight revealing the two girls hiding in a corner. They sat huddled together, their faces pale and eyes brimming with fear. Than sensed their trembling and rapid breathing. When they saw him, they were overjoyed and ran to hug him, expressing their gratitude. "We were so scared," said Tran. "Have you found the others? We need to get out of here," added Lin. "I'm still looking for them," Than replied. "Come with me." Tran and Lin nodded and followed Than. Tran still felt extremely frightened, holding Than's hand tightly despite its coldness. In the darkness of the abandoned hospital, Than and the two girls entered the medical storage room. The dim light from the flashlight reflected off a multitude of forgotten experiment boxes and medical equipment. In the silence, they noticed several empty experiment boxes, but two contained small boys. The children curiously approached, peering through the transparent glass, trying to recognize the shapes inside. When they saw the faces of the two boys, Lin and Tran fell to the ground in fear. "Oh my gosh! It's Tuan and Nam! It's Tuan and Nam!" Tran exclaimed. Tuan and Nam lay inside the boxes, their eyes closed as if sleeping. The children outside screamed and pounded on the glass, but the boys did not wake up. Just as they felt utterly hopeless, they heard the cries of Van and Tone. "Help us, help!" Than and the two girls quickly followed the cries to the ICU of the abandoned hospital. There, the three children stood frozen in horror at the sight before them. In the ICU, Van and Tone lay on hospital beds with their hands and feet bound. The faint moonlight revealed a woman in a nurse's uniform standing nearby, holding a large syringe. Her face was hidden in shadow, only her cold, malevolent eyes visible. Van and Tone's faces were filled with fear and anxiety. Time seemed to stand still, the air thick with tension. The two boys trembled and called for help, their hearts pounding with terror. In the gloomy darkness, the dim light was like a fragile torch. Than, Tran, and Lin suppressed their fear and stepped into the room, where a demonic figure in a nurse's outfit awaited. The moment they entered, darkness engulfed everything in mystery and dread. Seeing the three children enter, the demon remained silent, merely smirking with a terrifying expression. She moved her ghostly arm and swiftly wheeled the beds carrying Van and Tone into a dark corner of the room. Than, Tran, and Lin chased after them, but the beds turned into death machines, rolling quickly across the floor and disappearing into the darkness. The boys' cries for help ceased, leaving only the silence of the night. "No, we need to get out of here," Tran cried out in fear. "We need to get adults to help." She screamed and ran out of the hospital room,